Okie dokie. Hello, you guys. I wanted to go live today because I just did. My hair's a little messy. It always is. It's always a bit messy. No, but I wanted to go live because I wanted to clean my room today, and there's nobody to talk to on the phone. So I was like, I'll just go live because why the fuck not? Since I'm prioritizing cleaning after I watched the Anna Bryan thing, I was like, I can't deal. I cannot deal with that. I'll put this hat on. It's a little cold in here. I have the heater on. I don't know, you guys. I'm not like the best in terms of um, cold tolerance. I'm not horrible. Hello, Sam. Oh, no problem, Sam. So, yeah, let me go ahead and continue on. Van a continuar. No, how about never? No, I'm just kidding. No, if I ever went to New York, I'd have to go when it was like summer or something. I mean, between the months of May and August. Not doing it. Even May would probably be too cold. Anyways, enjoy your day, Sam. Enjoy as much as you can. I know you have a lot going on. Anyways, like I said, I just can't with the millennial floppitude of it all. I was like, after I reacted to Anna O'Brien, I was like, no, we're not doing this. We're just not. I need to organize my closet too, really, really bad. And then I'm gonna get rid of some clothes. Like I'm getting rid of this. These need to go. These overalls, I never was able to wear them. I haven't tried them on in a minute. My mom was like, "You look like you lost weight." I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." Anyways, my mom always gives me updates on how I look, so I can usually tell. Anyways, I probably should try to post it in the Discord, but I don't know. I'm always so random with this that it's like horrid when I go live, but I'm just gonna put this in the closet. I just don't want it outside anymore. Because like I said, my room is just not giving. It's giving flop. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that I think it's good to be more organized, basically. I'm gonna throw that away. I don't know what that is. Anyways, I guess I'll save it. I've got no idea. Okay. Let me post it in the Discord. Because I may as well. I just don't want to. I don't know. I feel like I'm developing like mess awareness again. I don't know why or like how or why that happens, but it's happening. And I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Sorry, I'm just trying to post. You guys know I'm the worst at multitasking. But anyways, my whole thing is like I'm starting to develop mess awareness. So it's like I want to do my bathroom too, or like I typically have to clean the upstairs bathroom, and it's just not giving. I'm over it. I'm just over it. I don't know. I feel like it's a vibe. It happens. People get over shit. Also, our water heater went out yesterday, so that was kind of scarring. So we had to, contact the landlord and all that crap, and that was okay. It went really fast. Like they fixed it really fast. Like it's basically already done right now. Like we just told them last night, so that was like lightning fast. Hello, Bolt. So that made me really happy because I'm used to things like that taking forever. Like when there's like a problem, I'm used to it being like a huge drama or like issue, or there's like all this shit going on, and then it like draws out for like 10 years. You know what I mean? I'm used to that kind of dynamic when it comes to um, like issues like that. And it was so fast. It's like we reported it last night. They came and fixed it today. It was leaking. So it was kind of like horrible. And then when I went to the gym yesterday, I had to like try to take a shower with the hot water, which there was still hot water because we had to unplug it. But it was still okay, but I had to like rush out of the shower and stuff, and it was just kind of funny. But I'm just used to things like that being so drawn out, and I feel like because that happened, it's like now I'm even more inspired to like clean up because it's like I don't know if I was just too tired to like from the deficit or what, but it's like I started to develop that like mess blindness again a little bit, and I feel like I've reached a point where I'm like, no, this isn't giving. Like we're over it, you know. So this shirt, I think I'm gonna give it back to the thrift store because I think it's too short. It's it's a Harry Potter shirt, but it's just I think it's too short and it's just not gonna work for me. So I think I'm gonna have to thrift it. But I'm gonna make a thrift pile today because I need to clear shit out a little bit. So I wanted to go live because when I do all this bullshit, I like to talk to you guys or at least think out loud or something. But how are you doing, Bolt? How are you? Oh, a lot of shit. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. 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 Oh, maybe I don't know that much. Okay, this one I don't like. I don't know for sure. I don't like the way it fits. About to drink. Oh, I love that for you. This is one of my mid-sized princess shirts. I'm getting rid of it. It just always fit weird. It's like the arms are really small, and it was just weird. I didn't like it. This one, I'll keep that one. This one looks trashy, but I might be able to wear it next spring, so I guess I'll keep it. I guess I don't have that much to get rid of. Are these my beluga pants? No, these aren't my beluga pants. These are 42. I bought a pair. I'm gonna thrift these or give them up because I don't need a 42. That's just too much. These shorts too. I might need to get rid of. My Virgo's been activated, bot. So I'm back to having solidarity with you. Yeah, I might need to just buy new shorts for the summer. Or maybe I'll be okay this summer. Maybe I won't have to wear pajamas in the summer this year. I've had to wear pajamas in the summer the past couple years because I was so like quick to get sick. It's like I could just catch a cold like nothing. But these are gonna be too big by the time summer comes. So I'm just not dealing. Just not dealing with them. This sweater is too short. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's too short. So I'm actually a little bit of a tall girly pop, so I'm like, no. That was delusional. It was quite delusional of me. These pants are too big now. They're just a large. Isn't that crazy? I've had these pants. Like, I have a stream on here from last year when I was wearing these pants for the first time, and I was like, they're kind of skinty. Oh my gosh. And it's like, now they're too big. Like, I literally can't wear them. I can only, like, I think I'll keep them, but like for pajamas. Like, I can't walk in them because for me, like, I have to have like a decent fitting pant to walk. Otherwise, it's like I don't have support. And it starts to bother me. Like, it starts to bother my thighs and stuff. And I'm actually getting to the point where I probably need a different size of underwear too. Because it's just not giving. This is my outfit that I'm going to wear for my next, I can tell you guys, I can spill the tea. I think I might wear this outfit for my next Lana era. So I have white pants. And I have this white sweater. But this was a little bit stained, so I don't know. I need to kind of wash it again. But I thrifted it. But actually, I think the stains came out. I just need it for the picture because you know how it is. It's like you're not supposed to wear white when you're fat. So it's like, I can kind of tell you guys what that video will be about because it doesn't really matter. But it's going to be about normality, basically. So it's a little bit more of a toxic ritualistic video where it's talking about the average era, like being average, because when you come from such a big size, being average is really, it's very bizarre. And I think there is a little bit of a trigger aspect to average just because there's like an invisibility or you just blend in, you know, and that can really bother people. So I want to talk about that. And you have to kind of like find yourself outside of weight and weight issues because we get so used to like catastrophizing our weight or like the problem that we don't really know how to function without it. That's what I want to talk about. I still have my fucking ticket. Fucking sucked. So fucking mad about that ticket. Oh my god, that pissed me off. So ugly. Totally shot my momentum in the foot. I was doing so good over the summer financially, and then that ticket just like fucked me up. And I was like, wow, thanks. That pissed me off. So that was great. It's like you can't do too well in 2025. It's like, nah. The year of the snake is like, nah. It's like, bitch. Nice try, bitch. But no, it can't be that different. But I'm kind of interested in how the year of the horse will be. I'm still thinking about that a lot. I think about the year of the snake a lot because it's kind of the end, you know. But I feel like a lot of the games are really, or like the challenges of the snake year, it's like they're upticking right now, you know. It's weird. Or it's, this time feels kind of like a mental puzzle or like a mind game or a mind puzzle, which is hard. It's hard to navigate. And then I'm having another moment where my status is shifting and it's probably going to continue for a minute, you know, but it's kind of like I look better. And so then people are treating me differently. So it's like and whenever it happens all at the same time, that's when I know it's happening. Because that's what I tell people that are losing weight and stuff. It's like you always know because you know it's weight related because it all happens at the same time. So it's like my audience is testing me constantly. My crush is testing me, but that's a little bit different. We have like, it's not just how I look, it's also how I've been with him. Where he's like, there's an interaction there, I'll put it to you that way. Like, I can understand why he's doing that. I can understand it. I don't have to like it though, and I don't. But I mean, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I've also tested the hell out of him, so. Okay, I'm gonna clean this out because I'm paranoid that it's dusty. I'm getting like weirdly paranoid about stuff like this. But yeah, it's just all that, and then I don't really know what else is happening. Oh, financially, ugh, it's weird. Everything's just weird at the same time, and I don't love that, you know? And then my weight, obviously, like, it's just, you can feel like you're on the razor's edge, you know? It's kind of stressful because it's like I have to make sure that I do all of this stuff right, and I want to do things right. I keep saying that, but it's like I don't want to mess up. And I mean that, you know? I'm not just saying that. But it's just high pressure. So this time is kind of, it's a little delicate, you know? I think if we were to talk about it astrologically, like, I think it has to do with the end of Saturn in Pisces. It's kind of ending, it ends in February. So it's like, whenever things are kind of in Pisces, especially towards the end of Pisces, it's really destructive. Like, you can lose a lot. But it's also just weird because, like, I didn't plan on losing as much weight as I am, but because I'm doing the reverse diet and stuff, it kind of keeps it going to where, like I said, my mom was literally commenting today. She's like, "Oh, like you look like you lost more weight, you know?" Because I'm not technically trying, you know what I mean? At this point. Sorry. That was a bitch. But yeah, so I feel like all that kind of stuff is like, it's just tricky. You know, I don't like living on the razor's edge, or like, I think it has to do with, there's a lot of astrological reasons. Like, I can literally talk about it. There's so much stuff going on. But it's kind of like, we have Saturn trine Jupiter, but Saturn is in Pisces, which is destructive. So it's kind of like you tend to gain through loss, or you tend to like, it's bad. I don't know how else to say it. Saturn in Pisces is kind of bad or kind of negative. And then you have Jupiter in Cancer, which is extremely optimistic and positive. So it's like weird. But when they connect, like they are currently, it's kind of like you have to be perfect. It's a lucky time, but you have to act perfectly. And if you mess up, you won't do as well as you could have. And so it's like, I'm trying to be like this because I want the best. And we have all that combined with Sagittarius season and Sagittarius energy, which is very like indulgent. And it's kind of like a big temptation, especially right now. Like, if you were to think about like weight is very like tempted during Christmas time. So it's like, this is a time where people feel like, I want to indulge, or I want to do what I want. And it's like, you can, but at that temptation, you won't do as well as you could have because you gave in. So it's like, I'm not giving in. So that means I'll do very, very well. But it's also like, people question you. People are like, you know, there's that scrutinizing aspect. It's just really tricky. So it's like, I have the dynamic with my crush. I have the audience testing me. I have my own self-control and my own temptations within my weight loss journey tempting me. And I have to be like, no, like, I'm about it. We're doing this, period. And it's like, it is stressful, but it's also like, it's luckier. It's a luckier time. It's not like last year. Last year was really unlucky, for the record. So it's like last year you could do everything right and you probably would still have some kind of a loss, or like it still wouldn't work out, you know? I don't know about these. These shorts are kind of a lot. I mean, maybe they'll work for next year. Next year, my next era is kind of gay like that, so maybe it'll work. I guess I'll keep them. It's so funny to me that I wore these swimming trunks in Austin. They're kind of gay too. I want to be like very colorful and gay. My next era, so I'll keep these. I need to kind of just go through what I got. It's kind of funny because I thought I'd have so much to get rid of, and it's like I really don't. I thought I did. Jeez. Long johns, the underclothes I appreciate from Goblin. So, anyways, yeah, I guess I'll just keep everything else for now. I thought I had so much to get rid of. I really don't. But I think I'm gonna get rid of these shorts because I don't know. Like, I have some athletic shorts, but I don't like it because they don't have pockets. I'm a pocket girly pop. I don't like that. It bothers me. I'm like, ugh. Get the hell out of here. Oh my god, Goblin, are you still here? Or not Goblin, Bot, sorry. I just mixed you guys up. Bot, do you remember this? I think I need to get rid of this. I think it's time. I think we're over it. I think it's over. This shirt is like fossilized. I've had this since 2012. I think it's time. And I'm not even donating this. This needs to go in the trash. We're done. It's time. But it is so weird. Like, and a double XL is so big on me now. It is so crazy. It kind of blows my mind. But yeah, so anyways, when you have like the Saturn aspects, there's just a lot of scrutiny. It's like a strict test. That's kind of starting to end. Like, we're a little bit past it. It was especially sharp right at the end of November. We're a little bit past it now. So now it's like we have like you can like breathe a little bit, you know? But it's still like, do your best. That's my advice. If you do your best, then you'll have a really good year. Like, you can set yourself up very nicely for next year. So just do your best. That's my opinion. Okay. Okay. 1 second, I'm gonna wash my hands. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. So just be like, just work hard. You know, a lot of us that have been working hard, we've been working hard for a long time. So it's kind of like, just keep everything up, then you'll have a really good result. Like, I think you'll set yourself up very nicely. Also, remember, it is a luckier time. So it's not as bad. It's not as harsh. It's not about like, you have to do this or you're going to fuck everything up. It's more so about like, you have to be on period so that you can, what is it? You have to do this so that you can get an even better result. Does that make sense? So you don't want it to be like, oh, I'm going to just not care, because it's like you kind of blunt yourself. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of my opinion on this time. So you just have to be like, period, because I don't know. But like I said, I have a lot of people, they're testing me. I'm getting into the privilege of it all, I guess. But I don't really care. I do not give a fuck about like jealous people. I just don't. I used to, but I don't know why I ever cared. Now that I'm older, I'm like, what the fuck is my problem? But I think what I've learned a lot in general is like, you know, I should put my costume in here. I'm downstairs, that'd be better. What I've learned throughout my years is basically like people, there's a lot of people that are impossible to please. So it's kind of like, I think that's come up a lot, especially with Saturn and Pisces, because you have to not, like, you have to understand that people are just, so many people are just looking to be upset, or they're looking to be mad, or they're looking to be jealous, or they're looking for this type of stuff. So if you try to like appease those people all the time, it's never going to work. And it's like, I think that to me, that's such like a Pluto and Capricorn mindset, to be like, we need to bring the lowest common denominator up and then bring everybody down, basically. And that is the way that society has been for like the past 15 years, but it's kind of over now. So if I were to like make predictions, I think you're going to see a lot of stratification. So it's like, you'll see like people that are working hard, they start doing better. People that are lazy, they start doing worse, right? You start to have more meritocracy going on. And I think a lot of people expect certain political changes to be like, oh, it's going to be easy now. And it's like, no, it's just maybe the government won't be in your way as much. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing. It's not like you don't have to work hard, like, or anything like that. It's like, no, you still do. But yeah, I think with Pluto, or with Saturn and Pisces, it's like there is such a class struggle, especially this time around, that people are just very jealous. They're extremely jealous. And that's really what we've been through the past few years. And there is a pressure to be humble and a pressure to be very, very like apologetic for everything you have and all this stuff. And it's like, I'm not going to be that way. You know, to me, it's like Saturn and Pisces is almost over. I'm just done. So it's like, whatever. People want to hate on my guts for 2 months, then go ahead and fucking hate me. I don't care. Like, I'm moving forward. I'm over it. I'll be ahead of the curve. You know, when Saturn goes into Aries in February, it's going to be totally different. And the more smug you are, the more happy you are, the more boastful you are, the better you'll be liked. It's totally going to change, because I think it's because the economy is going to change. So when you have economic shift, it changes culture. But that's my prediction. So I think the economy will shift for the better in February or towards that time, and it will change culture and things will be different. And I think it'll be more fun. But I'm a fire sign, so I like Saturn and Aries. I like it. It does, like, people like to fight with Aries energy. I like fighting though. Like, I really do. Like, because we had a little taste of it over the summer and I fucking loved it. I loved it so much. And then we have that fiery energy right now because of Sagittarius, and I just love it. I love it so much. I just do. I really love it. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be so many upset people, like so many people, like the people that are lazy, the people that are like constantly complaining, that are like, oh my God. And again, I think there is this connotation that it's just people on, like a lot of people on the right are like, the left is lazy, the left is this, the left is that. And it's like, that's true, but there's a lot of whiners on the right too. And they're not going to be happy either. It's like people that are like that, they're not going to be happy when Saturn goes into Aries because nobody's going to give a shit about what they have to say, basically. And I think a lot of Gen Z in particular, they've really embraced this, like, these extreme political positions that are not popular at all. And whether that's like far right or far left, they're not popular. So I think they're going to have like a harsh reality check next year when things do start to get better for a lot of other people and they don't get better for them, because it's like, it's that whole thing of like, just because you have an idea, it doesn't mean that you have action. You know, in the Christian world, you call it like faith without works is dead. So if you have the idea in your mind, but you're not willing to take steps to actually accomplish it, you're not going to have shit, basically, because the Pluto and Capricorn, like flattening of everybody to bring up the bottom, it's over. It's dead. I'm telling you now. So if you are somebody who's like kind of a leech, I hate to say that. I know that's harsh, but I do think people have general compassion for people who are like disabled or cannot do things or whatever, even though a lot of disabled people, they still work very hard or they still like show up for people in their lives. So I'm not going to paint disabled people with that brush whatsoever, but there's a lot of people who are totally able-bodied, who are just lazy as shit. And I just don't think that that's going to fly. I just don't. And it's like, I don't know, like I had, even like with my video today where I talked about Anna O'Brien, there was this guy on there and he's very like contrarian and extra. And he's just trying to be disagreeable just to disagree. And he's like, do you care that I agree with her? Do you care? And I'm like, honey, if you want to have your house be a fucking pigsty, go a fucking head. But don't be surprised if a girl doesn't want to come over. Don't be shocked if you're single all the time. Don't be shocked if you're a fucking flop and nobody likes you because you're a lazy piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and if that's the life that you want, Pluto and Aquarius will give it to you. Like, you'll have it. Aquarius is very choose your own adventure. So it's like, if you want to live a miserable life, you're going to have a fucking miserable life. Like, you will have a horrible time. If you want to be happy, you'll be happy with Pluto and Aquarius. You know, it's like with Pluto and Capricorn, we were all forced to be the same. It's not like that anymore. And you're starting to see that, I think, this year, where it's like, we're seeing especially like emotional progress in people that are putting in the work. Next year, that emotional progress becomes material progress. And that's going to lead to tons of jealousy, especially in the beginning of the year, because you're going to have that harsh Saturn in Aries with Jupiter in Cancer. The bad thing about Jupiter in Cancer is basically like, it makes people feel very entitled. So when you have a strong Jupiter, people feel entitled, or they feel like things should move quicker than they're actually meant to move, or like things should happen before they should, or like we should have more than what we're putting in, which you can use that effectively, but you can also be stupid and delusional. So it really depends on the person, you know? By the way, I love native deodorant so much, even though it was so fucking expensive. Oh my God, that deodorant was $14. It blew my mind. I was like horrified when I got that deodorant. It was just, but I was like, I need it. And I fucking love that brand. So I'm like, I'm going to get it. I don't even know what the fuck this is. I don't think I'm going to ever use this. But anyways, it's just kind of funny. So yeah, I think that that's the problem I have. And then a lot of political discourse lately, it's been about Gen Z, where they're like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have like a hating on Gen Z moment, but I just had a hating on millennial moment earlier. So, but there's this concept in politics right now where they're like, we have to appease Gen Z. We have to do what we can for Gen Z. And it's like, honey, Gen Z is a small generation. Gen Z is also disloyal. So a political party, which Gen Z will be proud, they'll be like, we're so happy that we don't have party loyalty. That's fine, but don't be surprised if a party doesn't appeal to you then, or if they don't try to. Like, you can't have it both ways. And I feel like that's a lot of Gen Zs, they mess up on stuff like that. Like, they're like, I want this, but then it has to be this too. It's kind of like, I want to be different and original, but I want everyone to like me. It doesn't work. Gen Z is not, those two things are not going to come together. Like, that's delusional. So it's like, I want to be disloyal politically and vote, change my vote for every single cycle because I'm not getting the result I want within a year. But also, I want that party to try to appease me. And it's like, no. And then a lot of Gen Zs are straight up delusional about the past because they'll be like, well, I want to be able to, like this guy blew my mind. Blew my mind. He's 23. He's 10 years younger than me. And he was like, I just don't want to have to work paycheck to paycheck. At 23 fucking years old. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you an idiot? Like, are you actually stupid? Like, do you think that all the other generations just had it made by 23? Like, are you fucking stupid? I literally had to respond to that. I was like, are you dumb? And to me, it's like, they said that millennials were lazy and entitled. That was what they told us that our whole lives. Gen Z is actually lazy and entitled. Like, you guys are actually fucking lazy. Because you're like, oh, I should be able to afford a house on a job by myself wherever the hell I want. No. You can afford a house like in the middle of nowhere. You're not entitled to live in the middle of Los Angeles because you want to live there. Like, no, that's not going to happen. Like, you're delusional. So it's like, to me, that's where we get to like Gen Z flop. But again, what does that mean politically? It means like a political party is not going to take you seriously. Like, they're just not. They'll lie to you because they'll try to get your vote, but they're never going to actually give you what you're asking for because it's not possible. And then you'll say that to a Gen Z and they'll be like, you just think it's impossible for you. You just think that. And it's like, bye. Go ahead and try to have everything for no work. I mean, it's not like there haven't been tons of people who are lazy as shit who have wanted everything for no work, but it ends up going back to those that work the hardest end up getting the most. That's typically what it is. And people, they don't like that. And so then they just get jealous. And it's like, well, that's kind of your problem, And I think for me, I'm just over I'm over trying to appease people who are jealous. That's what I'm over, personally. Like, I can't do it anymore. I can't even pretend to care. I can't even pretend. So it's like, as I get more in shape, and people are like, oh my gosh, and whoop-de-woo, and you have to apologize for your progress and all this bullshit. It's like, you guys are stupid as hell. I'm not doing that. And like I said, those types of people, those jealous haters, they're in for a world of hurt in 2026. You guys are going to fucking hate it next year. Because it's going to start getting better for those of us that have worked hard. It is. And that means what? It means it's going to get worse for the lazy asses. You guys are going to have a worse time. Things are going to start getting a lot worse. Because you're no longer going to be living off of people who are productive. And people don't want to hear that. But it's not popular anymore. Like, I don't know. And I'm a huge bitch because I'm the one that will tell you the truth. Do you want me to lie to you? You want me to lie like all the other politicians? We're gonna be like, yeah, we're totally gonna like give you everything for free. You want me to be like that? It's just funny. But like I said, it's Delulu. It's totally delusional. But such is life, you know? I don't think every Gen Z is lazy. I just think that there's a lot that are, and they're just very loud. They're probably so loud because they don't have a job. Because they're sitting on their ass. And then they're telling everybody else how the world should run while they're sitting on their ass. But like I said, that kind of thing, it's not going to go over well. I will tell you, like, Aries is very, very action oriented. If you do not act next year, nobody's going to fucking give a fuck what you have to say. I just want you to know that. It's not going to work. The whole, like, bitching, oh, no problem. But the whole bitching and whatever, it's not going to happen for you. But I get it. I mean, it's been a long time where, like, the ones who bitch the most got the most. So I understand why people still try, but it's going to be harsh when it doesn't work. And a lot of people, they don't have any other way. They only know how to bitch. But no. So, anyways, that's kind of my rant. Where it's like, I'm not going to appease those people at all. So, and I don't think anybody really should. Because it doesn't work. They're never happy. And like I said, that's not even like it's not a left-right issue, you know? It really isn't. It's a somebody's fucking lazy issue, you know? And we're kind of over it. So, that's basically it. Gosh, I haven't used this in forever. This is from my camera. Oh, hello. Hello, Bubba. But yeah, so that's kind of my take on the current situation as far as like where we're at. It's kind of harsh, but it's also like it can be good. And you know, I'm kind of looking towards the future. I'm not looking towards the past. So I'm aware that Saturn is going to go into Aries. So I'm looking towards that time. I don't want to be too in the Saturn and Pisces mindset because it's like I'm just over it, you know? Like the Saturn and Pisces mindset is so like, it's very tortured lesbian coded. It's like all of the world is over and we're all gonna die. It's like all that kind of stuff. It's just kind of out. Because it's gonna start getting better, basically. And I think a lot of people, they're gonna be even more upset that things are getting better, you know? And that's where the true colors are going to show, and people are going to be like, you're actually full of shit. And they won't listen, you know? So it's a harsh reality check coming in because there are a lot of people who feel very entitled. It's kind of like there are a lot of Democrats that feel entitled to a vote, and it's not necessarily going to happen, you know? So the same can be true of Republicans, but I'm just saying, like, that energy is not going to work politically. Gosh, the only thing about December is this tree. I have to have a tree right here. What do you think is going to happen with the Gen Z Fuentes stuff? See, that whole thing too, when it comes to that, I don't know why people take him seriously at all. I just don't. And they're like, well, he has a lot of followers. It's like, yeah, but a lot of people have a lot of followers. So why is he like the holy one? I don't really understand that. I've listened to some of the stuff he said. It's not anything super grand or intelligent. It really isn't. Like, I honestly think this is going to sound really harsh, but I have to be so real about it. I think in terms of politics, Nick Fuentes is just somewhat, he's like politically attractive. I don't know how else to describe it. And then he's charismatic. Like, he can really hit on an emotional pitch. But he's not logical. The stuff he says is not logical at all. It's all emotional. Which, I mean, Americans are very emotional, but I just don't think it's actually going to do anything. It's like he only has like, and you can tell because like his supporters cannot criticize him for the life of them. It's kind of like a Swiftie. Like his followers are like Swifties, which it just means like it's all emotional. There's no logic behind it. There's no logic behind what he's saying. And so I don't think it's going to be that serious. I don't. I think the only reason why he's being listened to in some regard is because he was almost killed. So if leftists hadn't tried to kill him, and then they did kill Charlie Kirk, then he wouldn't be listened to right now. It's because of that. And then it's also because it's boring. I'll tell you what's happening. I can be very real with you. You want to be real? This is a boring year. So if you're looking at like politics or you're looking at media, like let's say I was still a political activist, right? Which thank God I'm not. Oh my God, what a fucking nightmare this year would have been as a political activist. This year, 2025, is a boring flop year. So essentially what you have in media is you have people constantly trying to make something out of nothing. Now, we have like a couple of significant events that have occurred. One of them was the Charlie Kirk assassination. That was a culturally significant moment. But other than that, what is really going on? You know, the Trump administration is doing what the Trump administration said they would do. So people who are in favor of it, they're happy. People who are not, they're not. So if you look at media, it's going to be things are going great, things are going terrible. That's what you're going to see. Other than that, you have the economy. The economy is not in free fall, but it's not thriving. So basically, there's nothing to say. Honestly, there's nothing to say about it. It's kind of like how I would perceive the economy is it was getting worse and worse and worse under Biden. Trump gets into office in January. It still gets worse in February. And then in March, it just stayed still. Then it was like at a crawl, like nothing happened. Then in April, it was still nothing was happening. And then over the summer, it started to get a little bit better. So then you go into like May, June, July. All of a sudden, you know, I go to LA. There's so many tourists in LA. Everywhere's popping. Everywhere's busy. Like it was crazy. It was popping. I went to San Diego. It was not very recession-y in San Diego. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. Every restaurant is packed. Everything is busy. And then around September, you have the economy, it slows again, or it starts to go back a little bit. And so then you have that perception, which then people get really pissed because you have like the perception that it's getting worse. And then people fear that it will continue to get worse because people are like, oh my gosh, it's starting to get worse again. It's just going to keep getting worse because people are financially traumatized from the Biden years, basically. That's what's happening. But if you're in media, what are you supposed to say about it? Well, you'll say Trump is doing amazing, or you'll say Trump is doing horrible, right? But in reality, what's happening, it's kind of mid. You know, it's like nothing's really taking effect. So nothing's really happening. So then all you have to talk about in media is like the government shutdown, which was pretty stupid. It was Democrats throwing a tantrum. And then they just folded and gave everything anyway. So it was really stupid. It was a huge waste of time. So there was really no purpose for that whole thing. And then you have like the SNAP drama, which is caused by the government shutdown. And then that's over now. So then that's all over. So then what? Oh, okay. Well, we got nothing to talk about now. Let's just bring on Nick Fuentes. So that's what you're seeing in right-wing media. There's just nothing to talk about. It's just whatever. Yeah, I mean, the economy is not good. Like, it's not. But it's not getting worse. It's kind of like, where I would put it, my perception of it, essentially, is it's in between 2023 and 2024. So last year was worse, but it's still not as good as it was even under the bad 2023, which it was really bad still at that time. So it's still kind of like, it's in between. I put it like right in the middle between last year, which it was horrific last year. Oh my God, it was horrible. And 2023, where it was still really bad, but it was only like crawling because people were just taking out tons of credit card debt. In 2023, there was like a huge debt thing going on, which now that's come to roost. And you're seeing a lot of people that are financially irresponsible. They're paying the price now. The Pied Piper is coming to collect. And that's something that people don't like. Because like I said, and then to bring it back to the mysticism of it, Saturn and Pisces, it's bringing that reality check, that financial delusional reality check. So if you've been financially delusional, you're going to have to pay the price now. You're going to be cut off. And again, if you've been lazy, then you're going to have a worse life, which is how it should be. That's the way the world should work. Those who work harder should have more. Not we all have the same. That's not okay. And that's basically what we've been living under, is like we all have the same no matter what we do. Or it's like you're super rich, and then if you're not super rich, then everybody else is the same. That's not going to happen anymore. And that's going to upset people. And you're going to start to see it financially happen in 2026. It's been happening emotionally in 2025. So if you look at people in public or you look at people in general, there's a bunch of people that are emotionally devastated all the time right now. And then there's a lot of other people that are getting better. So those shifts are going to become material. And then because it becomes material, the jealousy is even worse. So it's kind of like, I'm doing horrible. Oh my God, 2025 is the worst year of my life. Like you have that feeling, right? If you feel that way, when you go into 2026, your life's going to fall apart. You're going to start to have financial issues. You're going to lose your job, which we're starting to have that happen. So a lot of people are losing their jobs, things like that. People that are financially irresponsible, they're starting to pay the price. Businesses that were not doing good practices are going under. It's that kind of stuff. Those that are doing well, they're getting better. So in the end, what does that mean? It means the economy is just stagnant. You're having like a die off, but also a thrive off. So it's like as those businesses falter, then other businesses succeed or are starting to begin. Now, they're not beginning as much now, but in my opinion, more businesses will open next year. So then you'll start to see more of that material shift. But that's basically what's happening. So what does it look like? It looks like you have a lot of, for example, in the United States, a lot of illegal immigrants, they have been fired or deported. And then you have an American worker replacing them. So what does that mean for the economy? It means that it is stagnant. It looks the same. But in reality, it's a little bit different. So what you're having is tons of Americans hired, tons of foreigners fired. So what does that look like? It looks, this is a bad labor market. But is it bad for everybody equally? Not necessarily. Which again, that's just the way it is with Pluto and Aquarius. It's going to be more nativistic. We're going into a nativistic paradigm. So you're going to start to see putting your own country first become mainstream, because that's a Pluto and Aquarius concept, which Pluto is now in Aquarius. So it's going to start shifting. You get me? So is the economy terrible? For some, yes. For others, no. Which again, coming in here illegally It's not a smart decision. It's not a financially wise decision. So the chickens are coming to roost. And that's what you're seeing a lot of right now. You're seeing a lot of people that made delusional decisions financially. It's starting to become material. That's the transition from the snake year to the year of the horse. The emotional becomes the material. I need to move this tree because I got to get over here. Look at how big this thing is. But again, I'm a huge bitch because I'll tell you the truth, right? I'm not sitting here I'm not even advocating for anything really either way. I'm just telling you what's happening. But people are like, well, you're a horrible person because you see what's happening. And it's like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't even know what that means. How dare I witness what's happening, you know? You look at the numbers. More Americans are being hired. Foreigners are being fired. So what does that look like? It looks like the economy isn't good or it's stagnant. But in reality, it is good for some and bad for others, which again, people are not used to that. People are used to like, we're all in this together, or like the economy's bad, we're all suffering, or the economy's good, we're all thriving. That's not the way it is anymore. So it's like people have to get used to a shifting. What it is you're going to have life is what you make of it, you know? That's basically what you're going to have. The general person, life will be what you make of it. So if you make life horrible and if you want to live a nightmare, you're probably going to create that nightmare for yourself. If you want it to be good, you'll create that good for yourself. That's basically what it is. No, yeah. That's what I'm saying, Bubble. Most of those jobs have been transferred from foreigners to American. So that does change the economy. And you're going to see that happen a lot next year because people who live here, they're going to reinvest their own money into America, basically. And that's going to lead to a financial shift because every job is not equal. Every worker is not equal. And again, people don't think of things that way because in America, people think too black and white about everything, which, again, my whole thing, I'm not a political activist, so I don't really care what people believe. My whole thing is just, you gotta adapt. So if you're a lazy piece of shit, you need to start working now, because if you won't, your life is gonna go to hell. It is. I'll tell you. In fact, it may already be too late for you to be real about it. It's probably gonna happen. But that's why I keep talking about the year of the snake, because it's a very important year. And if you fuck it up, it's bad. You really fuck up your life if you don't do well. Because again, the emotional becomes the material when we transition out of this year. And that's basically what we have going on. And so you have half of people, or not really half, I don't know the exact numbers, but you have some people starting to thrive or starting to do better. And then you have other people starting to collapse. And then you have other people too, where it's like something bad happens, but they're fine because they set themselves up for it. So they're okay. So it's like you have to look at all of it together to get a full picture of what's happening. And what I would say to you is that 2025 is the year of the flop. It's a very flop year. It's flat. Nothing's happening. So all you have is people are bored out of their mind and people try to make something out of nothing all the time. That's been the whole trend. Because you have to think too, we were living under constant crisis, honestly, since 2020. And even before 2020, there was like constant drama in the first Trump admin. There's constant drama, scandal, cancellation. Oh my gosh, this is shocking. It's like, you can't sustain that. And then you have the panini and it's like, now we're in crisis all the time. And then the economy's in free fall all the way through last year. And then you get to this year and it's more stable. And then everyone's like, what the fuck? This stability is oppressive. And it's like people are like actually kind of traumatized by the past few years, at least like on a societal level. So they can't handle stillness. And that's why you have so much restlessness and all these types of feelings in 2025, because it's boring. It's a boring year. There isn't much that's changed. Nothing's really happened. So it's like if I were to look at this year, what happened? For me, it was a lot of work, tons of work. I was just constantly working. And it wasn't fun. It was difficult. I was working extremely hard to gain credibility as an activist. That's basically what I did this year. And I do think I earned it. I do. I'm going to say it. I think I earned it. And again, that emotional quality, you'll see it happen more and more. Where next year I'll start to look more and more in shape. Well, then it becomes very material. But again, that triggers jealousy because people are lazy. A lot of people don't work. They're lazy complainers and they don't do anything. They're going to be in, their whole lives are going to collapse in 2026. So just be aware, like next year is a crazy year. Like this year is boring. 2026 is fucking insane. Like it's going to be crazy. It will not be boring at all. It will be a pop-off year. It's also a new beginning. There's a lot of big changes that are going to come next year. A lot of things are going to happen. And it will not be boring at all. So there will be a lot to talk about. But if I was in media, like if I was a political activist, this would be one of the most challenging years. I mean, one of the biggest scandals was Sydney Sweeney's fucking jeans commercial, which is literally like nothing. There's nothing. Like you have to like make something up. Like people only do that when they have time and stability. You can't make a big drama out of something like that. And a cultural conversation about something like that if nothing's happening. That's also why the Charlie Kirk assassination was such a huge moment culturally, because nothing's really happening. So it's all anybody have to talk about. So it brought a spotlight. And I think that people don't understand that. I don't think people have a good read of a moment. And I do have a decent read of a moment because I am an activist. I'm still an activist. I'm just not a political one. But it's like, I can read a moment and it's fucking boring right now. So if something big happens in a boring time, then there's a huge spotlight on it. It's partly why Taylor Swift put out an album, because she knows that she'll be the biggest topic of conversation because there's nothing going on. Nobody else really put anything out that was decent this year. I mean, except for Lady Gaga, for example, like as far as in the pop scene, because I don't think Sabrina's album was good. I just don't. And, you know, there was no Brat this year. There was nothing going on. There wasn't anything like that. So it's like, it was kind of mid. It's a very mid, boring year, like honestly. But that's why it was the year of the snake, right? It's like, how do you view nothing? Do you view nothing as oppressive and horrible and the worst year of your life? Or do you view nothing as boring? Or do you view nothing as peaceful? So there's ways of viewing it. And for me, like I've been through all of it. Like I've had moments where I was like hyper obsessed about certain things that my crush was doing. And I was very upset about it. And then I've had moments where I've been kind of bored throughout the year. And then I've had moments where I felt like it's a peaceful time, you know, and I've like embraced the stability, like, and then learning to not fight with my crush, for example. Like we were fighting a lot when the year started, in my opinion. And to embrace peace and then let that peace stand, especially with my attachment style issues, where it's like, for me, peace feels like he doesn't care, which is super toxic. But that's the whole thing of the snake year. Like, can I handle the peace? And at the end of it, I'm like, yes, I can. I can handle it. I don't have to feed into a drama. Even if he tests me, I don't have to, because I've come through the snake year and I've evolved. And that's what we hope for. And you hope that you did it right. Because if you didn't, you're going to be fucked in 2026. And again, people are like, oh my God, you're so mean. You're so hateful, because I tell the truth. And you'll see. You will see. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to go. I'm gonna finish this up. I gotta do like my floor and stuff, which I don't want to do all that on here. But I will talk to you guys later. Bye.